Well, thanks everyone for joining me today, and welcome to the Dead of Winter. I felt that title was very appropriate considering we have a high temperature of 12 degrees today, and we're supposed to get 3 to 4 more inches of snow later this week. So if you watched my end of 2012 video when I introduced and talked about things to come in the year 2013, one of the things I mentioned in that video was that I was going to be doing another step-by-step video scenario for the Advanced Squad Leader system. And so I've chosen the Dead of Winter as the scenario, ASL scenario T6. So I'm hoping to introduce this to people out there, but I'm also looking for your help this time. For those who watched my Ranger Stronghold scenario replay, step-by-step walkthrough, one of the problems I had when I was originally creating that was just setting up the forces on the board and getting a decent setup for both sides that's fair because, for example, in this scenario, the Germans have a AT gun that they can set up hidden somewhere. Let's just say I set that up in U8 hidden, or maybe a Z3 hidden. Well, subconsciously, I still know where it's at, and so it's hard for me to bring in the Russian units pretending like I don't know where that's at. So what I thought I would do is see if I can get some of my wonderful Advanced Squad Leader players out there and see if they would send me some scenario setups for both the Germans and the Russians, and then I will choose one for each side, and I will use your setup for the start of the scenario. And of course, I will give you full credit for your scenario setup. Also, with your scenario setup, if you want to include any kind of information about what your forces should do during the scenario, for example, if you setup includes your tank units starting here in the middle, maybe let me know if they're going to try to come up and flank around through the outside and come out this way, or if they're coming down this way to support the infantry, or anything that I might need to know about your scenario setup, so that way I can kind of play your scenario setup the best way I can. So we're going to be using again the wonderful Vassal module. You can find the information on www.vassalengine.org. I also, for those of you who don't have this installed or know much about it, you can look at my video on my website. I actually have video on how to install and configure your Vassal to work on your computer, and also where to get all of the downloadable content that you'll need, such as the maps, the extra configurations and stuff like that. So be sure to watch those videos if you're not familiar with Vassal and you do want to get involved in this. I would appreciate it if we had some Advanced Squad Leader players out there that were interested in watching this video series. Spend some time creating a setup for me. If you do, just send me a message in the comments section, or send me a private message on YouTube. I'll get in touch with you via email and then have you send the Vassal file to me. And hopefully, between those and the information you send me, I'll be able to play your Russian or German setup. So this is just a short introductory video on the actual, just to let people know that we're going to be starting. I'm going to be starting this here probably the first part of February. We do have some information on the Dead of Winter. If you do not have this scenario card, you can get it from the MMP website. It's under scenarios, and I believe it's under the custom scenario T6, or you can just pause this video and you can check out what units are there, or you can look on the Vassal module that I had. Kind of talks about that. The reason I chose this scenario was it's not too many units, so I don't have to worry about over dense counter population. There is some unique rules that we need to look at, which we're going to talk about in the next video, but There's trenches, so there's rules associated with that. We have snow, we have deep snow, we have extreme winter we have to look at. The German AFV is dug in, so there's rules associated with that. Russians have winter camouflage. So as you can see, I have a 3-page document here talking about all the different rules, which we're going to look at in the next video, kind of comparing all the different vehicles and all the different rules that are going to affect the scenario. So be sure to stop in and watch that. And once we get that done, then we'll go ahead and start in on the Dead of Winter scenario replay, step by step. So this video is just a short introductory to let you know we are in the process of getting this started up. And I am looking for people that are interested in sending me a German or Russian or both setup with some notes on your setup. So that way I can use your setup instead of having to worry about trying to run both sides and set them up fairly and evenly without having to know where units are or not, where they're not at. So hopefully we'll get some advanced squad leader players out there that are interested in doing this and helping us out so we can get a great, wonderful start to this scenario. Of course, you will get full credit and you will be participating in this. So thank you all for that, if you can help me out on that. And be sure to stop in next time when we talk about the Dead of Winter and we review all of the special rules that are associated just with this scenario. And we go through it kind of step by step. And once we get that taken care of, then we'll go ahead and get into actually starting this scenario up. So until then, take care.